I supported him. How much?
And then she went to attack him. What? When she's supposed to be fighting violence against women, this man approached. He's on their side. He's agreeing with everything that she's saying. And then she attacks him. You can't make this up. What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to A Different Perspective. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button for your boy. Now, earlier today I posted a video, and I meant to say I feel like it's been a minute since I gave y'all some content, because I hadn't really seen y'all since Christmas Eve. I gave y'all that Christmas gift video, if you remember that. But we got a video here today that we're about to check out. This is Woke Women Get Called Out in Public. So we're about to check this out. I don't know what to expect. I can only assume that it's gonna be some women that think they are more intelligent than they actually are, right? They might try to use some woke ideologies that may fall short or fall below the waistline. But we're about to get into this. Y'all boys, girls ready? I'm ready. Let's go.
I have two comments to make. First, I want to direct this to Miss Skinny Minnie.
Which Miss Skinny Minnie?
Isn't her name Mimi or Skinny
Yeah, okay,
Mimi? Well, the skinniest girl up there. Anyways, she made a comment that you have to have a lot of willingness and motivation
I
to
was
be
quoting
skinny.
Dr. Kelly Brownell of Yale. That's what he said.
I don't care who you was quoting. You said it, own it.
I agree with him, absolutely.
Okay, good. But I'm a plus size model. I am willing and motivated to wake up every day to keep these curves. I don't want to wake up and look like you and be confused and quoting everybody. Why don't you say what you have to say and stand up for what you believe?
Oh, I was just tagging on to, she was talking about the same Yale Center, so.
Okay, well, let me ask you a question while you're standing up. Why is it okay for you to call her Skinny Minnie? But it's not okay for her to comment about someone's size that's long.
Gotcha, bitch.
Precisely. This woman basically said, look, I can wake up every morning and choose to stay at this weight, as if like, she's like, that's basically saying she's lazy and don't want to go to the gym and work out. She'd rather just eat to maintain the size that she's currently at. She tried.
I don't know her name, so.
Yeah, you don't know her name. That don't mean you call her out of her name. It would have been more acceptable and more wise if you would have just been like, hey, ma'am, I'm sorry. I'm directing this comment to you. What's your name? Instead of referring to her as Skinny Minnie, the skinniest one on the stage. How rude and disrespectful is that? But yet you would have caught an attitude had she talked about your weight. Come on. She tried.
Okay, you got me on that, but moving on. No, I got something.
No, you said it. Own it.
Hey! My boy, Jordan Peterson.
In this tyrannical patriarchy, of course, who's at the top? Men.
Some men.
White men.
Well, that's
White,
another
rich,
thing. It's like,
Anglo-Saxon men.
well, first of all, it depends on which element of the hierarchy you look at. Mm-hmm. And second of all, it's not men. Okay? It's a tiny percentage of men. Mm-hmm. And that's not the same as men.
Right.
Because most men aren't at the top. In fact, if you look at people who are truly at the bottom, most of them are men.
Yep.
So it's a small proportion of men. And then it's a very arbitrary slice. It's like, okay, so you're saying, well, what are we saying exactly? There's a disproportionate number of white Anglo-Saxon men who are billionaires. Could easily be.
Okay.
What does that have to do with men exactly?
Right.
Why is that a male thing? Mm-hmm. It's not like all these men are like that.
No.
They're not like that. It's a tiny proportion of people who are like that, and they do happen to mostly be men. But that doesn't indicate some fundamental inadequacy in the entire social structure. I mean, 99% of bricklayers are men. Mm-hmm. Is that a problem? Well, nobody ever points it out. Like, all you have to do is go on the U.S. Department of Labor website and you can look at occupation ranked by gender. There's about 50 occupations that are 95% men and over. You don't ever hear a word about them. Well, why? Because they're dusty, grueling, difficult, trade-related, intensely laborious outside jobs. Well, that's why.
Yeah.
So, and why aren't we struggling for equality, gender equality among bricklayers? By force, let's say. From here on in, it's by fiat, man. 50% of women, they want to be nurses. No damn way. So off to the brickworks with you.
I want to get paid the same.
Yo, she didn't know what to say. She didn't know what to say. She was so stumped. She was like, well, hell, he got a point there. I guess I was generalizing and pointing the finger at all men, but no, he just hit me with some facts. That's what he did to me. Let me go back down here in my corner.
As a man, and I think you understand that.
Uh-oh, what's she talking about?
I want to get paid the same as a man.
She said, I want to get paid the same as a man.
And I think you understand that. So, if you become president, will a woman make the same as a man? And do I get to choose what I do with my body?
She said, do I get to choose what I do with my body? I think I know what she meant by that, as far as the abortion rights and whatnot. But let's hear this. She looks so angry. Goodness gracious.
You're gonna make the same if you do as good a job.
Just kept it point blank simple. You gonna make the same as if you do as good of a job. That makes sense, doesn't it? If it's the same job, if you and a man hold the same exact title, you should get paid the same if you do just as good of work as he does. But if he's there putting in more hours and you may be at home because you got some kids to raise, he put in a 40-hour week, you put in a 30, you should not get paid the same. Think about it.
Yes, could you actually accurately
I'm a featured guest up at the floor.
I know that you are. You're actually the only woman who's actually featured. Because guess what? It's a bunch of dudes. And I do not appreciate that.
Did you just call me a woman? I'm legally a man.
Are you?
Yes.
Do your viewers realize that?
Yes. I did a whole video on it.
You're legally a man?
I am legally a man.
Do you identify as a cis woman or a cis male or transgender?
I'm a man.
This goes into other conversations that I've had on this channel where we're talking about trans and LGBT community. Is this individual that's claiming to be a man, legally a man, identify as a man, is that true, or is this individual trolling this woman to throw her off? Now, if it is true, then it goes back to what I was saying before in regards to not knowing what to call individuals, because there's several things that they may want to be referred as. So you call them one thing, they get upset about it until they correct you, and then it's up to you whether or not you still decide that you want to call them what it is that they prefer to be called, right? So I would call this person a woman. And they would probably get upset at me because they identify as a man. They just dressed accordingly.
You're a man?
Yes.
Can I interject?
I'm surprised by that.
That's
My
fine. I just wanna
apologies. I
interject.
never would have known that.
Cheers. All right. Well, make
Can I
sure to check
interject?
people's
So you-
pronouns first next time. I gotta
All
get
right,
going.
I'm
but
gonna
have a
Do
good
you, are
time.
people in there checking everyone's pronouns?
Go.
Absolutely. They're a bunch of great people.
Okay.
Public.
Cheers.
Thank you.
A lot of ugly bow ties. Just my opinion.
Yo, that woman is stumped. She is so confused. First, she was basically going after the fact that this whole organization was operated by men, and she was upset about that. She didn't like that. She's like, you're the only woman there. She's like, no, I'm a man. Shut her up. She was so lost after that.
Laura Southern's a man. I can't believe there are no women on the actual bill.
The definition of feminism across the board is the social, political, and economic equality of the sexes.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to acknowledge your privilege first. If people could hear that about themselves and not be defensive, I think that we could probably push the needle forward a lot faster. As a woman, I'm not sure that I'm concerned whether or not you want to join as a man.
Is that not part of the issue? But that's segregating that's segregating genders. If you're saying that you don't care about my opinion as a man, that goes against everything the feminist movement goes.
About
Exactly. Oh man. I'm frustrated now. I'm frustrated. How are you going to fight for equality but then want to push out the people who you're supposed to be equal to? How are you going to sit here and say, I don't think I care to hear your opinion because you are a man, but yet you're trying to be equal to the man? It doesn't make any sense. Oh my God, the audacity.
Power to the women! No more violence against women! Power to the women! No more violence against women! I support it, I support it.
20 years.
No, but I'm all up for that non-violence against women. I'm not violent, whoa. I'm not violent, no, I'm supporting everything you guys do. Excellent. Power to the women! No more... Oh my days, hey, relax. Relax.
Oh my God! What? How is she getting upset when he's... Does she not hear what he's saying? Is this what... This is what I feel like hatred towards the opposite sex look like. You got someone who is siding with you and you're getting mad and angry and upset at them for doing the thing that you are against when they're not. They're on your side. What's happening?
I'm totally with everything you do. I'm with everything you do. You're giving all the feminists about him. Relax. Whoa, relax.
How is she saying that this is a violent act? He's participating in the same thing that you are. This man has not hurt you or harmed you in any sense. Oh Lord. The times we live in.
Relax yourself, relax. You're giving all these people a bad name now.
Yes.
Be the feminist.
And then she gonna say, I don't care. He said, you're giving all these people a bad name, and she says, I don't care. She's part of the problem.
I'm supporting it. Power to the women. No more violence. Stop shouting at me. Just enjoy the thing. Don't be making it all aggressive. Oh, I'm a man. I supported him. How much?
And then she went to attack him. What? When she's supposed to be fighting violence against women, this man approached. He's on their side. He's agreeing with everything that she's saying. And then she attacks him. You can't make this up. If I just talked about this in the video and didn't show you guys this clip, there would be people in my comments that would be like, yo, you're lying. That didn't happen. View this with your eyes right now.
Why did you step on my primarily? What's wrong with you? Go move back now. Give it up. Don't be so angry.
I didn't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. It's this type of woman that will ask for the violence against her by a man. Because this man could have well in doubt knocked her out. Not to say that he would or that he should, but he was attacked. That could have been self-defense. Goodness gracious.
Bloody feminist. Give it up. Give it up. Don't be so aggressive. Exactly. You're so aggressive. Relax. I'm supporting this. Stop shouting in my face. I'm supporting this.
One of the most irritating things in the world to me is having a conversation with the female or an argument with the female, and logic is clearly laid out on the table. And then they sit there and decide that they want to be against you for whatever made up reason in their mind, just like this woman is doing. It makes no sense. God, some women frustrate the mess out of me.
Hey, shut up! Relax, answer. Shut up!
And then she went and knocked this man in. This is, look, again, I didn't want to say it, but this will be the type of woman that will be asking for the violence towards her. She's probably been in situations where she's been hit by a man, which is why she is here protesting. But guess what? We see clear as day why it is that she gotten hit. Because she asked for it. One of the things my mother taught me growing up, not to say that I completely agree with it, but one of the things my mother taught me was, if a female is man enough or masculine enough or big enough to want to hit you, then she better be ready to be big enough to want to get hit back. This woman will cower into a corner crying, victim, if this man would have hauled off and hit her.
What the hell are you doing? What's wrong with you? Why did she do that? Fucking women power. I'm not. That's ridiculous. Oh my God, women power. How's about some honey power? Silly woman. What's wrong with you?
Why is she so dramatic, man? This woman just laid out on the ground. And all he did was...
How's about some...
What did he hit her with? It's like a water bottle.
Silly woman.
Silly woman. She laid out like he hit her in the head. He hit on her shoulder.
Silly woman. Come with you.
And that's what I'm talking about. There'll be those women that ask for that. You can't be out there fighting for women not getting hurt and hit and abused by men if you're the one putting the man in a position to want to do something like that to you. It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. And I know that sounds bad to say that someone is asking for it, but you saw with your own two eyes, y'all saw that woman hitting this man, being aggressive and argumentative with him for no good reason when he was there to support her in the movement. If you're big enough to hit, you better be big enough to receive one, because women are out here hitting men and abusing men all the time and not expecting for any repercussions. It's not the way it works. But fellas, I would say restrain them. Keep them from hurting you, hitting you, and hurting themselves. Hell, I literally just had a situation on Christmas night. I got a dent in my car right now from this girl, and makeup smeared on the side of my car from this girl trying to fight me. I didn't hit her. I just restrained her from hurting me and hurting herself. And she was still going at it though. Crazy.
You brothers can get back in line.
Yeah, can you get away from the camera?
So what's your point? Do you have any grievances coming up here?
Of course I have grievances.
So state your grievances, please.
That all men harass women.
So you're saying so you're generalizing that all men harass women. What do you do?
Exactly. And that's a horrible generalization, because to generalize would mean to have a certain subgroup of individuals that do certain things, but she says all men do it.
Fine, that's harassment.
Oh, wait. Ooh, let's hear this. He asked her, what does she define as harassment? I bet these answers gonna be some arbitrary BS.
So you're saying, so you're generalizing that all men harass women. What do you define as harassment?
Well, there's a kind of a broad spectrum between...
Kind of, right? Go ahead.
Shut up!
You want to see the spectrum?
So do you want to have discourse, or do you want to use profanity?
First, there's interrupting me.
Okay.
She said interrupting her is one form of assault or abuse. What's next?
I'll let you speak. Go ahead. Go ahead, speak.
Yeah.
You got the floor.
Oh, really? Have I? Have you stopped interrupting me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
No. There's a spectrum, and it ranks from interrupting to demeaning to belittling to women.
So interrupting, right? So what I just did, that was a form of harassment.
He says,
you gotta get out of here, man. We ain't none of them guys, all right? You ain't about to come up here and call
I'm
for
sorry.
Call the cops.
Did any of you
Call the
see
cops.
him just physically assault?
Call the cops.
I'm sorry, did any of you just see him physically assault? No, he did not. You got his personal space, and he removed you from his personal space, and it did no harm to you, sweetheart. You in handcuffs, you brought that on yourself. Look at you. Try again. Wow. Y'all, what in the world? What in the world was wrong with these women? And I'm not so sure that one clip that we saw of the guy that was getting hit by that woman, I don't know if that was real or not. I feel like that was staged. Especially that part where he hit her with that bottle of water, plastic bottle, over the shoulder. I feel like that might have been staged, but who knows? Anyway, y'all know what time it is. Leave your thoughts, comments, and opinions down in the description box below. If you like the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for more. As always, you can follow your boy on the gram, man, Twitter at Artofkickz, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. See you.